When it comes to trailer parts, overlooking this small part could cost you hundreds, if not thousands, down the road. Grease and oil seals are the topic of the day if you hadn't already figured that out. Ran into the scenario that we're going to talk about today a couple of times this week, and I thought it would be good to address it. You would be surprised how many times this is neglected, not maintained correctly, overlooked, or just not done to save a few bucks, and it's going to cost you a bunch of bucks down the road, I can promise you. We're going to look at several different sizes today. We're going to talk about grease and oil and how you need to change this, when you need to change it, and what happens if you don't. So let's jump right into it. So here we have a Lippert 3,500 pound torsion axle with brakes. So we're going to open this hub up. We're going to get to the seal, take a look at it. And this is a scrap axle. It had some issues, so we're just going to use it for demo today. So there's your outer bearing and washer. And on the inside is your seal. So let me grab a heel bar and we'll pop that bad boy out. So there is your inner seal. What that would look like new would be like this, if you can see that. So here is the importance. This is to help keep the lubricant in the hub, especially if it's an oil bath, but this is a grease setup. This does keep grease in to a point, but it's very important to keep other contaminants out, like water, other debris, brake dust, whatever it may be. I do see people reuse this more times than I would like to admit, but people use them all the time. Or they won't change it. They will take this off to do some type of service, whether it be look at the brakes, maybe mess with their bearings, but they don't pop this out. So that's two things. You're going to reuse a seal that may be compromised, and you're not going to get a look at your inner bearing. That bearing there is pretty dirty. It's in need of a bearing pack. Has very little grease in the bearing itself. So if you never get that bearing out, you're not going to see it. And if you never change this seal, you may get some leakage. If you're in the marine application, so if you take your boat trailer to a boat ramp and submerge it in water, if this seal is old, worn, or compromised, or if it's been taken off and reinstalled on the hub without being replaced, there is a very likely chance that you're going to have water penetration inside the hub, and it's going to ruin the bearings, and if not caught quick enough, it's going to cause catastrophic failure, which at the minimum is going to cause you to lose your bearings, have to replace the drum, but more than not, it's going to ruin the spindle. So it will damage the spindle here, and in most cases, spindles are not replaceable, or it's not cost effective to replace them. In the marine industry, some manufacturers do make removable spindles, or in the torsion marine industry, they make removable spindle arm assemblies, but they're still not cheap. It's still going to be hundreds of dollars, but like on an axle like this is about $1 to a $10 part, depending on where you buy it. If you're having to pay full pop retail, a lot of bigger trailer suppliers, you're going to get this for under $2. If you go to a big box store, it may be $10, but that's not much money. But an axle like this, depending on manufacturer, configuration with brakes, you're going to start at $700 and may go as high as $1,000, even for a 3,500 pound axle. So you can see the importance of changing this. Don't reuse it. If you're having to do a side of the road repair and you don't have a seal, you have to do something like that, maybe you can leave it in there to get you by, but you immediately need to change it whenever you get to where you're going, so that it doesn't cost you money. Don't be lazy. Don't try to save a few bucks on this. Just change it every time on every axle, whether that's the marine industry or if it's in just a conventional utility trailer or stock trailer, cargo, whatever you may have. I have seen some service manuals that talk about when you pull the drum off, be sure not to damage the seal so when you reinstall it. I disagree with that. If I pull the drum off, I'm going to put a new seal on it. I mean, it's just not worth it. It's not that expensive. It's easy to change. If it's a marine setup, There's a little bit more to it, a little bit different seal. You may have to put some sealant stuff on it. We have videos that cover that we'll leave in the description below. We're going to leave several videos in here that go in depth on the bearing pack, how to properly change these seals, and some of the different configurations. They come in many different sizes. They're pretty much all the same shape though. They're pretty much round with a hole in them. But now we're going to move on to a little more expensive seal, but that seal is still cheap in the scheme of things. And if you don't replace it, that's the one that can really cost you. When it comes to grease seals, they are very important, but when it comes to oil seals, that's a whole different conversation. It is crucial to change your oil seals. Now, I know some people, we're gonna get everybody fired up here. There's even people that make YouTube channels about it. Can you put grease in oil bath hubs? My answer to that is, I'm not gonna answer that today, but people do it. But even that being said, even if you're running grease in your oil bath hub, you still need to change it anytime you pull it off, in my opinion. This is a oil bath seal. It's a national brand for a 10K Dexter setup. And you can see it has two different sides. It looks completely different. And this only works one way. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to see this or not, but it says oil side. Or if you're in Texas, oil side. So the oil side goes towards the oil in the drum. If you install that backwards, it is not going to seal. This is a 8K setup that is also sometimes used in a 7K setup. It's the same way, has an oil side and then an air side. The air side goes towards the air, oil goes towards the oil. Simple as that. Here's the problem when you remove these. If it comes off, many times if it's been there any length of time, when you remove this, it will tear it up. It will break it in half. Sometimes we even have a puller that we have to use because it's stuck so well, it's seated, it's doing its job, it's hard to get off. But when it's installed, it's a little different than a grease seal. So once it's installed, you can imagine the drum being on here, and this is just the demo spindle. You're gonna ask, why do you have that spindle if you don't replace spindles? Well, we use this in some different applications other than trailer axles. So once this is installed, there's two pieces to this. You have the inner part of the seal that rides on the seal surface of the spindle, and then you have the part that goes in the drum. As you can see, when that turns, that inner piece does not move. It stays stationary. That means that seal is doing its job. This seats against the spindle, this turns here, and it keeps all of your oil, your lubricant inside the hub so that it doesn't leak out. Because on an oil bath, if you have a seal failure, you may only have a few miles before you start to overheat and lose bearings. So that's why it's important, in my opinion, because if this is seated on there, when you go to pull that off, even here it's tight. When you go to pull that off, there's a very good chance that you're going to compromise where those two components meet. It's designed to do that. It has to work like that in order to seal. If this starts spinning, which they do, and we'll cover why those start spinning, it will begin to leak oil. I'm gonna grab a traditional seal, we'll stick it on there, and we'll show you how that works. So here we have a 7K double lip grease seal. We're gonna put it on the same spindle as we had the oil bath seal on a while ago. And when this is installed, and they do go on a specific way, normally these will not tell you which side they go in, but your solid surface will face on the outer side of the hub towards the inner side of the axle, and this would be the internal section of it, and you can see that spring, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But when this is installed, this whole seal, including the rubber, will spin on the spindle assembly on the seal surface. This can get worn in the marine industry. They do make repair sleeves, and they make them for this as well. You will see it a lot in the marine industry. They'll have a stainless steel sleeve to help with wear, especially because they're running some type of oil in there, or they're running some type of hybrid setup. So in the grease setup, it is to help keep the lubricant in when it comes to grease, but it's also just as important to keep contaminants out so crap doesn't get in there, whether that be brake dust, whether that be water if you live in wet areas, or if sometimes you drive through water that gets as high as the brake assembly, and you can have water enter the hub, which can cause you to have bearing loss. So this is a double lip seal, which is pretty industry standard these days. This spring on here, we'll pop that off. That helps keep pressure against the surface as it is rotating. But you can imagine, as many times as that rotates, these will wear out. This seal will get worn, it will dry out, this will crack out, and it will cause you to start losing lubrication. Or if you're using the Easy Lube setup, you can begin to lose, whether you use the Easy Lube correctly or incorrectly, as most people do, you can start to lose lubrication into the brake drum. Or if you're running an idler, it's just going to lose it on the outside of the idler hub assembly. Always try to get a double lip seal. Single lip seals are still out there, they're still available, but they're really not used a whole lot anymore in the trailer industry. This is pretty much industry standard with a double lip with the spring. Now in the marine application, and we'll leave some links to marine videos, there's all different kinds of seal setups. There's triple lip seals. Bearing Buddy makes their own seal that goes along with their Bearing Buddy system just to help make sure they keep that positive pressure within the cavity of the hub. And make sure that if you are using a marine seal, even if you're running a grease, or if you're running the hybrid, or if you're running an oil, you have all three lubrication types in the marine industry. Seals, even though they may look, a lot of the seals will look like this 3,500 pound seal, but it is different. It has a different ID, even though the OD is the same, and will cause water to penetrate that hub. You may not have any grease leakage, but once that gets hot, once you enter the water at the boat ramp, because it's the improper ID, it can cause water to be sucked in on that warm or hot hub. So make sure that you change that. In the marine industry, if you're changing the seal, which you should anytime you tear it down, like all the rest of these, also take a look at that sleeve that's on there if it has a wear sleeve, and we'll leave a video for that as well. You may need to change that. So now let's talk about cost. So we have 3,500 pound seal. It is a double lip seal. This, like I said earlier, anywhere from $1 to $10, depending on how you have to buy it, if you have to buy it in a big box or a retail store. This on the low end for an idler hub, if you have a failure due to this, it could cost an axle replacement of $120 to $175. Brake axle could cost you up to $400. If it's a torsion brake setup, anywhere from $700 to $1,000, depending on manufacturer, setup, and where you have to buy it. On a 7K brake axle, if you have a failure on that ruins the spindle, could cost you anywhere from the upper $500 range all the way to the $900 range for a brake axle. Like I say again, this is usually under $5. A lot of these you can find them for $2 if they get a good deal on them, and I've seen them as high as 15 to 20 on this grease seal. This would be an 8K seal commonly, but this is also used on a 7K oil bath setup. Don't see a lot of those, but we do run those occasionally. This seal here is in the mid $30 range. A 7K oil bath setup is going to be around $600 to $900. In the 8K setup though, those 8K axles are going to start for a replacement axle $1,500, and I see them go as high as the low $2,000, sometimes the mid $2,000 range. So that $30 to $40 seal could cost you big time. And then we get into this is a 10K Dexter. The 12K is going to look similar to this, pretty close to the same price point. The 12K is going to use the same seal as a 16K in most cases. This is about a $40 to $50 seal on average. This is a national. You can buy them cheaper. Anything that we run oil bath, we only use national seals. I don't like any of the factory seals. We have seen some leakage with those. These hold up well for us. But this $40 to $50 seal in a 10K setup, like I have behind me here, this is a 10K torsion. This could run as high as the upper $2,000 to $3,000 range. In a spring setup, it's going to be in the lower $2,000 range. But worst case scenario, we have one in here this week. It's still on the trailer, but it is a 12K hydraulic disc, full setup. It's got a ruined axle on it. That axle, depending on where you have to buy it, that axle can be as high as the upper $3,000 to the mid $4,000 range, and I've seen them even higher as that, depending on where you have to get it, how big of a bind you are to get it. If somebody has it, may be costly in different parts of the country. So, $40 to $60 seal. I mean, in theory, and it happens all the time. I mean, it happens a ton. We have a lot of these axles that only have one side left on them because they've lost a seal. It's something very simple that's been overlooked or neglected that will cost $4,000. So I can't imagine, because I didn't want to change my seal, or I didn't know to change my seal, it could cost you $4,000, but it could. at the very least, it may cost you a couple $100. So it is paramount that you change your seals. In my opinion, anytime you pull that drum off, unless, like I said, you're just having to limp it somewhere, and we talk about that, that's if you got to do it, you got to do it, but you got to change that seal out at some point. Don't gamble it. I'm not a gambler. Don't be a gambler when it comes to this. If you're lucky, you may just lose the drum and bearings and salvage your spindle, but at that, it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars again for just something that is as cheap as, 50 to 60 bucks, worst case scenario. So these little parts right here, from this to this, it's cheap. It's easy to change, really. It should be changed. Anytime you rip it off, it could cost you a ton of money. So just be aware of that. If maybe if you go into a shop, make sure they're changing the seals. Ask them. You may be surprised. They may try to reuse it. They may be, they may not have the knowledge on that. So just make sure that that's done. Make sure you do your proper maintenance. We'll leave as many videos as we can that have to do with oil bath, grease, maintenance, races, any of that kind of stuff, because this, like I said, this is one of our biggest failures that we see on a daily, every day, all day basis, and you even see it broke down on the side of the roads before. Leave a comment below if you've lost the oil seal, either because maybe you didn't know to change it, or maybe, sometimes you get your brakes too hot on an oil bath and it will cause that seal to be compromised. You'll lose all the lubrication out of it and have catastrophic failure. So with that being said, make sure you change your seal, you check the lug nuts, you keep on rolling, and we will see you down the road.